Hi, I'm Gabrielle Avalon. Thank you for watching this video. Mothering Avalon is my YouTube channel, and I am creating this video to share a little story about how I have been a mother or even a human being that has suffered with a lot of mental health in this lifetime. And one of the reasons when I really go into a state of confusion and chaos and get lost in a story or victimhood um, comes from a resistance and lack of trust to listen to the intuition when it first comes in, like that inner voice that communicates to you exactly what you need to hear to continue living in your truth and living in the flow and living in alignment with being a creator in this world. And just lately, for the past month or so, I mean my whole life, this has happened where I have doubted, not trusted my intuition, and fallen into this murky water of chaos and major confusion. And then it's hard when we get in there, because then people, your household, your children, your family, they all feel it. So an unhealthy mental state for a mother, or emotional state, physical state, spiritual state, really affects the home, and then also affects the community. So when we fall into this state where it feels just so difficult to get out of, and depression sinks in, and you feel so much weight on your body and on your heart, and your mind starts to hurt, you may even get headaches, you must stop what you're doing, breathe. I know you probably have heard that a lot, but then get curious about that state of being that you're in. Get curious with that aspect of you and the stories that cycle and keep circling your head, and ask questions. And one of the questions that's really good to ask is, what is truth? What is my truth? What is my truth? And just be patient for it to come. Journaling and writing out and giving a voice to your shadow, and I'll just call it the shadow for now, but that dark heaviness and that cycling of voice that is probably attacking you and attacking perhaps people you love and the story that you're stuck in, write it out and just give it a voice. Allow it to talk, and write it out and clear it and journal it. And then it's free and it's out. And then the new intuition, the answer to that question, what is my truth, it's easier for it to come in. Because if you're just stuck in that cloudiness, it's hard for anything to come through that. It's like, it's so dense. And I lately have been really struggling with that dense energy. And I have my whole life, and I have had tools to really help me out of it, and I normally snap out of it quickly. But then there's times that I'm not, and it just gets heavier and heavier, and the heart it's so painful. It's so painful. I understand completely. And so this is a really magical tool, is journaling, because a journal creates a book for you to just hear yourself and give a voice to all that you are. And compassion. If you've never had compassion for yourself, or even know how to do that, practice it. I'm sure there's YouTube videos about compassion, and just learning self-compassion really can create more peace in your body. And then the more you can embody compassion, the more you can have compassion for others. And so this is another thing I'm practicing. Okay, self-love. Yes, it's good obviously to love yourself, but then you can almost, love yourself too much, or I wouldn't say too much. You can never love yourself too much, but like get a little bit self-absorbed. I've been there. And then you forget about the people in your family as well, because you're kind of getting too much about yourself and healing yourself and what's wrong with you and all this. This is all just really coming from my own personal experience. But compassion keeps it balanced and not so about you, but creates kind of a bridge. It's a really, compassion's so beautiful. Okay, so I hope this helps. So again, journaling, giving a voice to all that you are, clearing the old story so that a new story can come in, and the clarity and the truth that you're asking for can actually come through. And then you'll start to feel lighter, and your breath feel lighter, and you got to trust it. And sometimes it may be something that you don't feel like you really want. Like I've had this where the truth, and that's why I had resistance to it in the first place when it first came through, because I was like, no, because I was so comfortable with what I really wanted. I was like, this is it. But your higher self always knows what's best for you. Always does. So just trust it, even when sometimes it just may not make sense and you can't understand why or what. That's good, because you can't really put a story around it, and capture it. Just trust it for what it is, and the lightness of it, and your body, and it will let you know what's truth. Because again, truth is always light. Thank you.